We belong to batch number 2 of EEE section. Our project is automation of DC electrical machines lab using LabVIEW. Our internal guide is Mr. V. Vijayaramaraju sir. Our names are M. Sirisha Rani, Sudha Gayatri S, Swapna M and Tejashree R. And now you can see the hardware kit of our project. Now this is the personal computer. The data acquisition card in the personal computer is connected to the personal computer via this USB cord, as you can see. That is the data acquisition card. And now this is the hardware part. The signals from the data acquisition card are given to the relay circuit. This is the relay circuit. And the relay circuit is in turn used to energize these 3 contactors as shown here. We have 3 contactors, and this is the contactor for the armature circuit. This one is for the field circuit, and this one is for the load circuit. Now as for the connection of the contactors to the relay circuit, we have for the armature and field circuit, A1 and A2 are connected to the relays, but however the load is an exceptional case because the NC, the normally closed, is connected to the load circuit. Here the load that is being used here is a 60 watt bulb, as you can see. And now this is the drive circuit, as you can see. The drive circuit is used to drive the DC motor, which is here. And now we have performed 3 experiments in this, and those 3 experiments are open loop speed control of DC motor, closed loop speed control of DC motor, and retardation test. Now coming to the open loop speed control of DC motor, as you can see, that is the front panel over there, and this is the knob that is used for which is actually acts as potentiometer and used for rotating purposes, because for increasing or decreasing the speed. You can as well say it is for controlling the speed, and the speed is shown in a small tablet shown over there, and also the graphs are being displayed on the graph shown there. So initially we'll see how it works out. So initially we'll switch the panel kit on. You can see the contactors are also made on automatically. This all happens once we start the program. So we start the program now. The contactors are made on, and now it is increased using the keypad mouse. As you can see, the motor starts rotating. You can see the motor rotating actually. So as you increase the speed in the front panel over here, the motor starts accelerating and it starts gaining speed. You can see the motor running. So now coming back to the front panel over here, so you can as well see the graph that is over there. You can see that the graph is being produced over there. And so now for stopping the program in open loop speed control, we put the knob back to 0 position. This is for a safety purpose. Before stopping the program, this is what we do. So the knob is brought back to 0 position, and we stop the motor now. And now we see all the values in our Excel sheet, the MS Excel sheet, Microsoft Excel sheet. So we can see a graph that is being drawn here. The speed increasing and again getting back to 0 is clearly visible. So the values being drawn there. And so now this is done. We are done with our open loop speed control of DC motor. Now let us come to the closed loop speed control of DC motor. Now as you can see, that is the front panel of the open loop speed control of DC motor. And now we have here the reference speed, which is being, this is not much different from the open loop speed control, but the only difference is that it is completely automatic, and we enter the reference speed here instead of moving around with a knob. The reference speed is entered there, and now here we give our reference speed as 1300, and now we see how we run the motor. The program is started now. The contactors are made on, the field and the armature circuit contactors, and you can see the motor automatically runs here. So you can see the motor running there. The motor runs at the reference speed which is being given there. So this can be done for different values as well. This is the graph. So you can see the graph getting stabilized at the required RPM there. So it's 1299 RPM. It's 1300 almost. So you can see the graph stabilizing there. You can as well run it for a different speed, of course. So now we enter a different value of reference speed. We enter 500 RPM, and let's see how the motor retards to 500 RPM and remains constant there. We enter, and you can see the motor is retarding. You can actually hear the sound of the retarding motor, and yes, it comes to 500 RPM, and there after some time you can see the stabilizing of the motor at 500 RPM. This is how it is done. So if we have to stop, the stabilizing is done there, and now we stop the program, and we actually go for the Excel sheets here. Again, the values here also noted in the Excel sheets, and we see how it works in the Excel sheet also. See, the stabilizing, the motor getting to a certain speed and stabilizing is perfectly shown here for the values which are being obtained. And now we come to the most important part of our project, that is the retardation test. We have done 3 conditions individually. Now coming to the first condition. So the first condition, the retardation test, is nothing but the field and the armature circuit are initially excited, taken to a certain value, the motor is taken to a certain value, and suddenly the field and the armature circuit are cut off, which means the supply is cut off for a given reference speed, and then the motor starts retarding, and the retarding time is noted in the graph here. And that is the reference speed which is being entered for whatever to run, and that is the graph in which we can actually see the retarding. So now we run the motor, we'll see. You can see the motor running. See, it gets off in a fraction of a second. It's not even milliseconds. You can actually see the retarding over there. That is the retarding which is visible, but these are all default values. Of course, this is the actual retarding. And now the second condition of the Excel sheets. Now we come to the Excel sheets. Now as you can see in the Excel sheets, the value of the retarding is clearly shown. So first condition, when both the field and the armature are suddenly off, this is how the retard is. So the armature and the field are off. Once it goes to the rated speed, it suddenly gets off. So for the value tabulated. So for that speed it starts retarding. So it is measured on a time axis, as you can see here, and you can as well measure the retarding time for calculating the moment of inertia in the future. So this is the first condition, that is the speed on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. It's a perfect graph, so you can as well measure the time from the starting to the retarding. And now we come to second condition. So we start the second condition now. This is the same as the first condition, but the only difference is that in first condition both the field and the armature are off, but here what happens is like the field supply is retained, but only the armature supply is something which is made off. So as usual, the motor is given a reference speed and it started. Now after reaching the rated speed, you can see it's automatically being off now. So only the armature is being off, the field is still there. So you can see the retardation clearly. That is the retardation which is seen. And now the Excel sheets, the value for the Excel sheets which are drawn automatically are also shown. So even this is a graph which is time on x-axis and speed on y-axis, and accordingly for moment of inertia calculation for delta T2, the retarding time is shown here. The increase, it comes to the rated speed and then it starts retarding suddenly. So that is clearly shown. And now, as for the third condition, we see the bulb over there, that is over there. It all happens in a fraction of seconds, because in the third condition what happens is that the field supply is retained. But here the load that is there, it is connected to the armature circuit, and the load gets on or off. So now we'll see how the load gets on within seconds and then gets off, and accordingly the retardation is obtained. While retarding, the load gets on. So now we'll see how it happens. So yeah, it's switched on. We can see the graph, the motor goes to the rated speed, and you can as well see the moment when it's retarding, the bulb gets on. So that is how it is, so the bulb glows. So now the contactors are also off, the contactor for the load circuit is also automatically off, and you can as well see the retarding there. And for the Excel sheet which is obtained, this is the Excel sheet, you can as well see the retarding. It goes to the rated speed, and then suddenly when it goes to the rated speed, the bulb becomes on for the retarding time. Exactly for the perfect retarding time, the bulb becomes on for a fraction of a second. The time is being also being measured, and you can see. So this is the end of our project. But however, we have a future scope, that is, now we performed all 3 conditions individually. So our main aim is to perform the retardation test together in one complete block diagram. So that is our aim. So thank you everyone.